If you own a Lexus NX models 2014 to 2019, you might enjoy this beautiful car, but also find that buying parts, that's a crazy expensive adventure. And this car, aside from being nearly perfect, has to be perfect. And the one thing holding it back right now is this, a sagging seat. This cushion has been completely worn out by the previous owner, probably, I don't know, weighing like 200 kilos or something. And, well, I might add my own weight, but after 2 years of ownership, I really want to get this right. I'm gonna go on a faraway holiday soon, and this on long drives just won't do. So I ordered in some heavy density foam, and we'll be trying to replace part of this cushion today. We'll have to take the seat out, take the covers off, then open up this part of the upholstery, cut out the damaged part, or maybe this whole part goes, I don't know if it's torn, but I feel there's a little dent here, so probably this whole side piece here we're gonna cut off and replace with new foam, glue it together, and then put it back together. It's actually the first time I'm doing this, so I'm just hoping I do it right. Okay, first we have to take off these plastic covers, and well, let's see how that works. They're basically just clipped in somehow. They should come off quite easily, but I don't want to break any tabs, so easy does it. That's one. That's two. Okay, so you can see these just slide into place, and they have these little tabs. Let's bring that into focus. These little tabs here to keep it in place, and two tabs there. Rinse and repeat. Slide them out, put it to the side. Now you see two big bolts holding it down. That shouldn't be too hard. Let's get those out. So these are 14 mil. And they come loose quite easily. I can already see how this job is gonna make me some money, because hiding underneath the carpet here is a euro coin. I'm rich. Next step, we're gonna move the seat all the way back to expose the front nuts. So I'm going to use this and hope I don't break away any tabs. Nope, didn't break away the tabs. So basically the same. Just lay that aside Again, you can see that big bolt there. Gonna undo it right now. These come out quite easy. That's that one. Okay, now that we have all these bolts cleared, we're gonna lift it up and find that harness. Here we see a few connectors and the seat cooling ventilator. Basically, it's these 1, 2, 3 connectors we have to undo before we can take out the seat. So that's what we're going to do. That's one. That's 2. And that wasn't supposed to slide out, but here we are. 3. Just slide this back on that railing. Okay. Well, we got one little retainer here. Gonna try and undo that. There's also a little wire clamp here we have to undo. I don't have the proper tool for this, but usually this works fine. Yeah, that's reusable, thank God. And here, this little clamp we need to open up. There we go. I hope you guys saw that. That's a nasty little clamp, but it opens like this. Just needs a little force. Okay, let's get the seat out. Now the wheel work starts. First, on the right side, if we lift its skirt, we see this little screw here. Of course, we have to take that out. Just a tiny one, so you're gonna lose it. Put it somewhere safe, like your pockets. And then there's a little clip on the other side that you need to push in order to move it out. Like I said, there's a little tab on the other side where it latches onto a piece of metal where that's attached to the seat frame. in the middle, and you can barely see it because I can't get the camera that far in, but let's see if we can get there. Yeah, in the middle bit, if you lift that up gently with the tip of your screwdriver, you can then slide the front cover backwards and that'll set it free. Here again you can see in the middle of the screen the metal piece of framework latched onto, and the cover just released itself. Now on the front left corner of the seat, we can see those plastic covers being attached by this plastic rivet here, and you can just barely make out the white one that holds in the side cover. Those need to be clipped loose. As you can see, it's a hard place to get to, but I'm gonna try. This first one, you can just pry it with a tool and lift it over. That should work. Once you lifted that piece of black plastic over that grommet, then you have to push in the sides of this black one to push it through that oval eye. Then there's only one left, that's the white one. I'm gonna pry that open right now. The white grommet you can release if you put a screwdriver up from the underside here towards, you can still see that metal hole where the grommet just was, and you can just, if you apply pressure to it by pushing the cover upwards, you can just pinch in the sides of that grommet with a screwdriver so it will easily fit through that hole and release it. Then the next step is, let me just get it in focus here, is this little tab just behind that motor here that latches into the top of the cover, and there you just push the cover upwards and it will come out. So that's that one. At the back of the seat you can just unclip this, because this just clicks over this little ledge here. You can just pry it open with a flathead screwdriver and that'll go. And then there's just the last little thing keeping it in place, and that's behind this little protrusion here, and I guess that's just a little wiggle before that releases. And again, everything, take your time. Let's release a few cables first. I have one cable here, and that leads all the way up to here, and this one is for the adjustment of the seats. This has to come loose anyway, and there's another plug here that will have to come loose too. All these plugs have little plastic latches you have to press and then pull out. So don't just use force if you've never handled car connectors before. But then again, if you never handled car connectors, you're probably not going to do this job anyway. Now I'm not going to take up the whole cover because I got my working space right here. This is the part I want to get at. So I'm going to keep those connectors right there, because one is connected here and the other one goes through this little tunnel here, which has a few clips here, as you can see, to loosen that tunnel width so you can take out these cables. You could take it off completely then. For right now I don't see a need to do so, so I'll just leave it hanging here and continue with getting a piece of this leather upholstery off. And we can see two pieces of cloth, one clipping behind here, one probably clipping to the other side. So we're going to release those. Those clips should be easy to unclip. Look, it's just clip behind there. Nothing special to it. And the other one clips in here. So let's just slide that to the side. That's done. And then we got these clips from the front bit, and I'm going to release those two because we're probably gonna need a little leeway to get where we need to be. Doing this with one hand is always a bit hard. So unclipping the side, the left side of the seat upholstery, there's this plastic strip that's just clicked over this piece of metal here. And in order to get that loose, because it's seated like this over it, you need to get a flat hat between here and gently move it upwards so we'll release. As you can see, that side bolster is completely worn out. It's mush. It's gone. It's dry. It's brittle. You can see the side here. From this angle, you can see it even better. It's just warped. Good thing, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, this just looks a bit worn. Nothing much, nothing really bad. This will have to come out, and I'm going to replace it with a new piece of foam. I thought this might have teared from the front too. And you can see there's little tears there. Yeah, I might just, you can see it here. I might just apply a bit of glue there when I stitch it all back together. And by the looks of it, I'm just gonna cut away about this section here and replace it. So I took this giant leap of faith and I just cut away this section here. So now we're missing a part of our seat. Let's just hope it all comes back together again. Okay, so if you notice, I cut it just above the lowest part where the metal bar is in between, so I don't mess up the original fastening structure. And I'm going to cut a similar sized part like this out of this big block of foam I got here, and of course I'm gonna make it bigger because this is completely gone and it just used to be a bit bigger and sturdier. So I'm gonna replace that with something similar but only bigger, put it in there, dry fit it again until it fills up the leather nice and easy, and then I'm gonna glue them together and put it all back together again. So I had a dry fit, and I think this works pretty well. So now I'm gonna glue this in, let it dry, and then patch her up. And here's the finished result. One pretty good looking side support. And I hope this will make my commutes better. Now we just have to wait till the glue has set. Meanwhile, I'm going to install it back in the car. You can see a slightly different profile between the two sides. I'm good with that because I know it's going to set a little more in use. So that's good. And of course, putting it back together is the reverse order of how we took it apart. I put it back without breaking anything, and if you're gonna do this job, I hope all goes well for you too. So here's the seat after reinstalling it in the car. You can just make a comparison yourself from the start of the video and this result. It's not perfect. It's bulging a bit further outwards than the original one. But I'm really pleased with the result and the comfort it offers, because my my left cheek was sort of signaling me, hey, I'm sliding out the seat now in corners, and now it's firmly held in place. So yeah, that's why I did this, and I hope if you have to work on your NX seat that now you'll have a nice example of how to get things done. Thanks for watching.